it is becoming more and more difficult for Trump to do this thing that politicians often have to do, which is reading something or saying something off the cuff, taking either a thought, turning that into the English language, putting it out of the mouth, right? Or reading, this is even more steps for Trump, similar amount of steps, but different, I'll say, reading text off of a teleprompter, then processing that, turning it into language, putting it out the mouth. And you'll see what I mean, a few examples from his Uniondale, New York speech, where just a lot of him losing control of his mouth. Here it goes.
We will terminate the Green New Scam and spend trillions of dollars. We're going to take the Green New Scam, one of the greatest scams in the history of our country.
And we're going to take just something sort of hitting him, distracting him, I don't know. But also the Green New Deal hasn't been implemented, so don't know why we're talking about that. You have this as well.
There's not one home. And in the Midwest, you read this, in the Midwest.
He even went up to touch his mouth that time. Hey, start working. Wake up. And this one's a doozy. He takes a shot at the word abolish or abolishes or some form of abolish and misses it and goes, all right, back up. Sort of parallel parking, right? I hit the curb, dang it. Pull forward. And then he goes back in for the parallel parking, hits the curb again in a different way with that same word.
She pledged to abolish. Does anybody here have private health care? You worked hard. She wants to abolish.
She wants to abolish. No, dang it. I mean, she wants to abolish. There we go. God, got it out of my mouth. Interesting. Then this.
Of an unconscious person. I'd never heard of this.
Me neither. Unconscious Persh. And here, one of the most prominent Republicans in the House of Representatives, he, I guess, still hasn't learned how to pronounce her name, which makes me feel less insulted for Kamala Harris, given that he always mispronounces Kamala. He can't even pronounce Elise Stefanik's name.
Elise Stefanik. Where is Elise? Where is she?
Stefanik. Elise Stefanik turns into Elise Stefanik. We are so appreciative of the thousands and thousands of people who've been subscribing every single day. So let's keep it going. Our race to 1 million subscribers. We're getting so close. Any of you who haven't already, please do click that subscribe button. Back to the video. Then this.
The biggest site anywhere in the world, probably bigger than Saudi Arabia, bigger than Russia. And
Rafah. And a word he says a lot. You'd think he'd have it correct.
Illegal migrants, and they're not getting it.
Yeah. Everyone makes mistakes. He's making more and more. And the glitchy stuff, sort of your mouth not following your brain's orders sort of thing, less concerning to me than stuff like his insanely incoherent rambles where just he's saying words, and he's not glitching, but he's not making any sense. And the Bagram in Alaska, Bagram. Look up Bagram in Alaska, but Bagram would be an air base in Afghanistan. He's trying to say Anwar relating to Alaska. So that's more concerning to me. We have a whole segment coming up where we analyze that part of the brain decline with Trump. But a different point I've been making is that, before getting to that, it's interesting, though, despite the point I just made, watching Trump's glitches because of how his body reacts to it. And he'll sort of blink and his face moves and he always jolts his body and has to sort of make people not notice the fact that his mouth did something wrong by moving his whole body and going, look, you know this, over, hey, you, whoa, hey, over here, you, or something to that effect often. The other point I've been making a lot, which relates to this next clip, is that Fox News is trying to help Trump. We see it, it's very propagandistic. But the way they've been helping Trump lately, very contrary to their past behavior, is actually not covering his speeches in their entirety, and instead cutting him off when it starts getting a little crazy.
Anthony, stand up. Anthony Lomangino, one of the greats.
Joining us now is Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House. Fox.
And this is getting more and more consistent where they won't play his whole speech. That used to be the whole thing. We're just going to give him this platform, let him do with it what he wants. Now they're cutting off much more quickly because showing the American people Trump more is actually no longer to his benefit. That used to be his whole way of controlling our political narratives, was being entertaining enough, being a ratings driver, so outlets, especially those that wanted to help him, would cover speeches like this in their entirety. He then got this huge microphone. Now, because of his spiraling out of control, actually giving people that much of a look at Trump is not to Trump's benefit. Other moments from the speech. He did say this.
And in 2020, even though I got millions and millions more votes, they said, sir, if you get the same number of votes as you did in 2016, 63 million, sir, you cannot lose. I got millions more, and I lost.
You didn't lose, you lost. That was kind of a weird way to illustrate that point, especially for podcast listeners. He put it in air quotes. No, you can put those down and just say you lost. That's what happened. And he repeats this so many times. First of all, who's they? They told me who? That's not a rule. But the point they were probably making is, in normal times, it makes some sense that an incumbent president, if they can do as well as or better as they did the time they won in terms of votes, then they'll probably be reelected. I'd have to look back at history to understand if that rule applies super often, but I understand why that could be a point someone makes. If you can hold on to the votes that you got last time, do that again, you could win. That's in normal times, though. We were experiencing huge record turnout because we were in the middle of this insane crisis, so people were way more concerned with the political leadership. They were thinking, Trump's messing this up. And so you had this record turnout that means you got to get more than even you got last time, way more, and you didn't. You did get more, but you didn't get enough. And him repeating over and over what someone told him at some point is so copy. He said this.
Came into our country. Hundreds. Most people don't even know you have that many countries. You actually have over 200, but most people don't know.
Most people don't know, or you don't know? Usually most people is code for Trump doesn't know.
New York State will be like a third world nation if it isn't already. It is. I think it is. With Trump, the empire...
Imagine how uninformed and or privileged you have to be to assert that. And I'm getting sick and tired of it. It's amazing how the Democratic Party is the party of patriotism. The Republican Party, if you stand by Trump, you've just become the party of America sucks. That's what we hear out of his mouth constantly. We suck. I hate this country. Oh, says Trump. Don't clip that. Here's more.
Let me also deliver a message straight to Kamala Harris, the radical left Democrat politicians, and the fake news media. Look how many are there.
Yeah, this is a movement that has such disgust for the free press. And I know that sounds hyperbolic to some MAGA folks. Remember that your guy, we didn't make him say this. This is one of the reasons why people describe him as a threat to democracy. Explain to me how else we could describe someone who says the government should come down hard on media outlets that he doesn't like, as he posted on Truth Social. And so to say that, and then call them criminals, and call them fake news, and say they shouldn't be allowed to do what they do, something he said verbatim on stage at a rally just like this one, and then for the crowds to get so hyped up with their hate of the media, it's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. And as MAGA says, the reason there are assassination attempts that people with my principles and my movement absolutely oppose and want Trump to be protected from. But MAGA is saying that those are the fault of people saying Trump threatens democracy. I continue to ask, how do you describe someone accurately? How do you describe someone who says the media shouldn't be allowed to do coverage of him that he doesn't like? That's his words. They shouldn't be allowed to do what they do. It's anti-Trump nonstop. Fake news. I'd recommend, if he doesn't want to be described as a threat to democracy, and even when he is described as that, again, full protection. I don't want him to be physically harmed. If he doesn't want to be described as that, though, he can just not do the things that make it a perfect way to describe him, right? Then there's this.
And the reason I'm here is because it hasn't been done in many decades. It hasn't been done for a long time, but we are going to win New York.
He's not, okay? But please try, Trump, to win New York. Spend a bunch of money that you would spend otherwise in swing states. Spend it there. Try to win New York. It's a great strategy. Let me know what you thought of that in the comments. And you can support the show, become a member by clicking that join button below.